in these sort of things of a single or compartmentalized test teams. I believe in one team of people who work together to test together, irrespective of the level at which they work. It's the only way you can do it. That my onion over there specifically is not round. There's a little bit of a blemish running through it, and that's what your testing should look like. It should be a little bit grayer, the boundaries around it. You need to be working together, collaborating. It's not just straight levels of testing and we have these trade-offs, you know. When you've done that and so much as coverage has been achieved, we reached our exit criteria, we go to the next level of testing. You know, the risk is too high. We've got to work together. You all look so serious. Am I boring you or shocking you or? So yeah, guys, we've got to get those, but the most important thing is integration. I would rather have 3 people only testing together. That would include a developer, a BA and a tester, then whole departments testing on their own. I'd rather have them collaborating on integration and looking at all the integration points across your system and testing across those. Part of the problem with this system of systems thinking, I mean, come on, let's be honest. Do you only put in Siebel, you guys? Or do you know, there's Oracle living there as well, eh? And I'm sure somewhere in this building there's a little bit of something legacy built like 15, 20 years ago, and that's still there, eh? No? The banks. No, come on. I have a problem with banks. The people who test banking systems are younger than the systems they test. I'm dead serious. I mean, they used to write the design, the co-design on the back of 30 Lexington cigarettes. Okay? You don't even find that developer anymore. It's not that they've retired, they've actually died of old age.
That's not true. They're honest.
These guys died, I'm telling you. One of my favorite tricks in life is, sorry, I'm picking on the banking guys now, is to go into a bank and look at us and say, why don't we rewrite that? What? You don't know what it does! How can you want to rewrite it? Oh, okay. Guys, you've got to test across that. There's no excuse to it. You've got to get those integration points across there. You've got to understand the complexities of it. A lot of this thinking, if we don't start collaborating, we end up with these silos where, well, this individual system works and it's reliable because I've tested it a lot and I've taken ownership. But individual systems are not as reliable as the entire system because no one's taken ownership of testing across it. But sorry.
Just a question. The whole idea of the testing needs to be an integrated concept. It's across all the silos. Whereas developers, we understand that's an absolute need. How do you sell that to business when, as you say, they don't have the time or they don't have the inclination to actually get involved in the, especially in decision making where you're trying to get them to understand testing is a big thing. It's not that last thing that we do before go live. How do you sell this whole idea to a corporate?
I've got a couple of little tricks. Just don't get fired tomorrow, eh? I set my career up to be fired every assignment I take on. The day I get there, I negotiate my end date. And then I fire myself or I get fired on that day. Guys, come on. It gets boring after a couple of weeks. I know what the answer is. I mean, duh, don't you get it? And I leave. You have a choice in your career, by the way. When you get to a job, you can either make the decision to be indispensable and learn everything. Hopefully you don't get hit by a bus. Okay? Or the day you get there, you find your relief and start training them. I prefer option 2. Train someone and leave. It's more exciting. You know? I get bored. Sorry, I do. I get bored easier. Maybe that's why I'm a tester easier. I never had toys to break as a kid. So, one of the things I like to do is go back to the business. Think like a business person. Ask them, this product you want to sell to the public, how much is it going to bring you per month? 500 Rand? I mean, how much? Okay, don't tell me. I don't know how much IS makes a month, but I'm sure they make a bucket load of money. Are they prepared to put that money at risk every month? Surely testing can take a percentage of that value. That's one way.
Are you prepared, Mr. IT manager, to risk the business? Should we go and find the CEO? I'm not scared of knocking on a CEO's door. I'm sure they'd be surprised to find it. Peter, test for me. Who's he? Fire him. But you've got to do this. Turn your measures into money. And it makes sense to business people. Do you know that business people don't know what a defect is, a bug? If you had to buy a car, let's go and say, I was sitting in one the other day, not that I can afford to buy it, I just sat in one because I felt nice. There was an Audi A7 Sportback. Whoa, what a nice car. I didn't even ask how much, I was too scared, it was just nice. Imagine if you buy one, yeah? And you pull out the showroom and you turn left into Rivonia Road and the back left tire falls off. Are you going to be happy if you reverse? Well, you don't reverse, you actually get out. Yes, you throw a bit of an attitude fit there and you go and call the sales guy and say, hey, look here. And he says, oh dear, did you want 4 tires? That's going to cost you more money. And we're going to fix it and it's going to take 6 months. That is how business see IT. That we give them stuff and it breaks. And to put it back into a working condition, they must give us more money. I think IT needs to stand up on its hind legs and be strong and not pay to fix defects, because nobody else in their right mind would pay twice for the same thing. Would any of you want to do that? We're expecting our customers to do it, aren't we? So you need to get into their shoes as well and understand that, and so talk money to them. So, okay, don't tell them the story about the car because they'll agree with me I'm right and they want to pay you less. Okay. Well, they'll only pay you on completion of defect-free